Again, Shalom, race, lineage, and phenotype. You know, on the video, Elder, Elder Apostle Tar's review on Captain Tazarek and um, Marquette from Saint and the Sinner. Zonovan Compact Bible Dictionary, Ham, not the Negroes. It says Ham. I'm going to get the scriptures of Genesis chapter 10 in a minute. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, so almost 100 years, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. Yeah. Noah, his wife, 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, and their wives. Yeah. So it makes up to 8 people. And it says he became the progenitor of the dark races. Yeah. Dark races. Okay. But it says not the Negroes, which we are considered as so-called Negroes. Yeah. And that also applies to, because he's referring to the Israelites, right? And the Israelites are who? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Hispanics. Okay. Now the Negroes will be considered as um, the southern tribes, which will be consist of, which is known as the Kingdom of Judah, the Jews, which is the Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Yeah. And the so-called, Native American tribes will obviously be, Gad, Issachar, Naphtali, Zebulon, and so forth. This is not the Negroes, but the Egyptians. Okay, and guess what? I just read that Moses, Apostle Paul, was mistaken for an Egyptian, but they're not Egyptians; they're Hebrew Israelites. See, so we are a different race to the Egyptians or these so-called Africans. Yeah, the people of West Africa, West Central Africa, Nigeria, Benin, Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Congo, Angola, which where I'm from. You got also people from South Africa as well, Jakes, Israelites there. They're different from the people of like East Africa, Somalia, Sudanese, those are the original Egyptians. South Sudan were Tutsis and I think Dinka tribe or something like that. Tall, yeah. They got they may share like standing out features because they're known to be tall, but that's not the be all end all of what determines the race. Yeah? Because guess what? Because okay, this is a good example. I forgot the person's name, but I think he was a basketballer, but he used to be a proper meme back then. I think he was an Asian basketballer, and he had that meme smile. I forgot his name, man. I don't know if it could be Ching or something like that. But you see, Asians are known to be short, right? But this guy was hella tall. I think he might have won Guinness World Records or something like that. One of the world's tallest men. Wrestling, he had the great Khali. He was tall as hell. I think almost 8 foot. Indian people are not really known to be tall like that. See, people come in different variations, shapes, sizes, and looks. Yeah. Yes, there may be certain features that are common, but just because it's common doesn't mean that it's the end all be all to determine that person's race. Okay, hope you're understanding what I'm trying to say. Yeah. See, that's why this truth is a faith. It's a faith-based spiritual thing. Yeah. Yeah. So he became the progenitor, Ham, the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. Okay, to bring that out there. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 8. It says, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam. Yeah, because we all came out of, Adam and Eve, Adam. All right. People might say that, oh, so we're all one. No, we're not, because the Lord divided us, as it's going to say here. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Yeah, so earlier it says the Lord basically separated the sons of Adam. All right? Divided. Yeah, another word for separation is divided. Okay? And there's, according to the scriptures, there's 18 nations of people. Exodus 11, verse 7, it says, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. So guess what? Even though Egyptians and Israelites share a common look in terms of maybe pigmentation, and in some cases, hair type, right? Yeah, because let's be real, yeah. You may have, they a lot of them have a woolly hair too. Some of them a bit more curlier, but it doesn't matter. Okay, we're not the same people. So lumping us as all as Negroid, as Esau Edom puts us, would be false. Yeah, because we may share similar characteristics, but it doesn't mean we're of the same race, because the Lord has put a difference between the Egyptians and the Israelites. Yeah. Yeah. And the ultimate difference is that the Lord has chosen us, yeah, to be his people. Okay? The prophecies of the scriptures of concerning salvation and rulership and forgiveness of sins belongs to the Israelites. Okay? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Hispanics, and those that are scattered throughout the earth who are descendants of Israel and believe in the Messiah. You see, because there's going to be Israelites that look like the other nations, yeah, through process of mingling and mating with other nations and process of time. Okay. This is Genesis 10 and 5. It says, by these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands. Yeah, Gentiles referring to the other nations of people or other races of people. Everyone after his tongue, language, after their families, clans, and tribes in their nation. Verse 6, and the sons of Ham, which I just read about. Yeah, not the dark nations, but not the Negroes. Yeah, and the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Put, and Canaan. Okay, and the sons of Ham, they occupied what is known as the continent of Africa, man. North Africa, East Africa, South Africa, around that areas. Parts of the Middle East too, because guess what? The Canaanites, well, Middle East, man. What the Before the land of Israel became the land of Israel, they were there, but that land was prophesied for us. Yeah, because they were doing, odious works. But that's a different topic. We see Esau with his low IQ, limited mind. Oh, because there's dark nations in the continent of Africa, which Africa is named after a so-called white man anyway, Scipio Africanus, Roman. Yeah, because there's dark races all there, melanated people. Okay, let's just call them one thing. We'll call them all African, all Negroid, right? When you got Israelites there, Hamites there, and guess what? You got even Arabs there, yeah, which is Ishmaelites, sprinkling of Edomites too, because they mingled there. See, so you got a variation, man. I believe some Elamites there as well. What's that country with Mauritius, Madagascar, them people there. You got Jakes and Hamites mingled with like Elam and stuff like that. You see, so you got to be careful, man. It's vast. You see, but guess what? You got Israelites, our people, have been all over the world, and we've mingled with the other nations. So even those places that I've mentioned, you got Israelites that look like those other nations because the fathers before them have mingled with their women. Okay. So that's pretty much it, man. That is pretty much it. I might show an example. Hold on a little bit. This is one of the best examples because he's popular. NBA, right? So basketball. So this will probably resonate more with the Americans because that's their sport, NBA. So yeah, Blake Griffin. As you can see, that's his parents. Yeah? His father's so-called black man who would be considered as a so-called Negro, which are the Hebrews. Yeah, Hebrew Israelites, Hebrew Jews, according to the Bible. Now, guess what? His mother, in face value, is a so-called white woman that could be an Edomite, but guess what? She can also be an Israelite. We don't know because this, it depends on the spirit. Yeah, because you can't just go by physical looks. Okay, because to be a part of a race, I'll get another scripture too. To be a part of a race that also has spiritual characteristics like imprinted, man, in you. Yeah. So yeah, that's his parents, right? Now, if you look at him, you look at this picture. Yeah, this is just one generation. People might if he walked down the street, you a lot of people might just consider him as a so-called white man. Well, guess what? His father is a so-called black man, an Israelite. Okay, some people may tell, okay, I can see in his features, okay, that he might have some black in his family or whatever. Someone might say that. Someone might catch. But a lot of people may not catch. They might just see him like oh, he's just a straight up white man. Okay. Now look at the next generation of his seed line. Okay. His son. Okay. He was with another white. He was with a white woman, just like his father. Now look at his son. His son, I don't know if he got blue eyes or whatever, green eyes, but his son, there is no doubt, as if his son walks out in the street, you would think he's a white boy, right? Face value, of course, yes. And look at him, he's got the so-called archetype features, what Edomites would say, the blonde hair and blue eyes, all of that, pale skin, all of that, okay? See, and that's a cut as well, because guess what? Even amongst so-called white people, not all white people have blonde hair and blue eyes. You see, they got different features. Okay. But anyways, if you look at him, you straight up think, there's no doubt in your mind that he's a straight up Caucasian, or people might even call him a straight Edomite. Okay, but guess what? When you go back to his lineage, his father, okay, which that's where the lineage comes from, is the forefathers, is a so-called black man. Okay, and look, he's dark skinned. Okay, so that's why you got to be careful. Yeah? Because guess what? He's an Israelite. His son's an Israelite. His Blake Griffin's mother could be Israelite. I don't know, but that's besides the point, because the lineage comes from the men anyway. But Blake Griffin's son, he looks like a straight uh, white boy. But guess what? He's of the lineage of the Israelites. So you cannot. So you cannot. Um, you cannot be so fixated with phenotypes. If you get what I'm trying to say, because remember, if you watch the video, Saint and the sinner, Marquette was getting ready to write down in his notepad, tell me the phenotypes of the Hebrew Israelites. But this is an example. You see, we've been scattered all over the world. We've mingled with different women of all races. Okay. See, so his son, yeah, his son, believe it or not, this boy is an Israelite. And guess what? When he's older, I don't know how old he is now. When he starts playing basketball in the in the court, and then yeah, with other kids, with other black kids, you know, other Israelite kids, Latino kids, Israelite kids. Those kids are gonna notice, wait a minute, man, this ain't no normal white boy. This kid's got flavor. He's got style. He's got skills. He moves like like one of us. Do you know why? Because he's of the same lineage as you, even though he looks incredibly different from you. You see? So you got to be careful of face phenotypes. Yeah. Yeah. This is James 1, verse 1. It says, James, a servant of the Most High and of the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, to the 12 tribes, the 12 tribes of Israel, which are scattered abroad, greetings. So what is that telling you about the diaspora? The Israelites are scattered all over the world, mingling all over the world, looking different all over the world, but they're of the same lineage. Yeah. And the promises still belong to them. The law, statute, and commandments still belong to them. Salvation, forgiveness of sin still belongs to them. Yeah. The kingdom still belongs to them. Rulership still belongs to them. Power over the nations still belong to them, even though they look different, because they're of the same lineage. Yeah, so you got to be careful. Hope I've been edifying for the spirit and power of Yahweh Bisham Shai. I hope you're edified of the examples and proving that these Edomite doctrines are false, you know, and the scriptures stand true, man. But yeah, with that, all praises be to Yahweh Bisham Shai Bisham Kakadash, the one the elders and apostles, great most of the world. Shalom Telek, Shalom.